The Secret Service is warning of a sharp rise in threat levels ahead of a rescheduled White House Correspondents Dinner. Secret Service officials say nationwide threats have reached an unprecedented level. Agents have opened roughly 10,000 protective intelligence cases since January. That is nearly a 40% increase from the same period last year. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sganga is joining us live with more. So, Nicole, what kind of threats is the Secret Service seeing?
Yeah, absolutely, Vlad. First of all, I just want to say that the Secret Service never releases these numbers. I mean, these are the first sort of glimpse we've gotten into what this agency has been up against. And we saw earlier in May of this year and in April, 3 officer-involved shootings in the course of about a month. Again, these are pretty unprecedented times. And certainly when we heard directly from Director Sean Kern just yesterday, he made it clear that this is the most number of threats that the agency has ever faced in his 24-year career. So you mentioned those roughly 10,000 protective intelligence cases since January. That's up 40% from the same period last year. Nearly 10 times the number of mental health interventions this year compared to last year. A lot of those cases include what they call gate callers, individuals who come to the White House who might be confused or have a mental health challenge and want to speak with the president. So Secret Service also seeing just a tremendous uptick in those voluntary and involuntary commissions there. In addition to that, 3,000 protective events this calendar year alone. That includes, of course, the president, but also the vice president, cabinet officials who are protected by the Secret Service, including the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security and the Treasury Secretary, in addition to a number of senior White House officials. One of the biggest concerns always within the Secret Service is the threat of lone actors, individuals who may not make an explicit threat online, but still exhibit obsessive or concerning behavior toward protectees. And one of the things that Secret Service really emphasized during their briefing with reporters yesterday are behavioral indicators of targeted violence versus just a specific profile of what an individual who is of concern may look like. And they stress that it's really important for not just law enforcement, local and state, but also friends, family members, and neighbors to look for any concerning behavior, even referencing that UFC plot against that massive event outside of the White House, how it was the mother of one of the suspects who first clued in law enforcement to that very serious plot against the president in that public event. And so, again, just stressing a need for the public to come forward with any information here in light of just a massive uptick in protective intelligence cases at the Secret Service.
Nicole, we're also getting new details about a Secret Service agent on Vice President Vance's detail was just put on leave. What do we know about that?
Yeah, this is a developing story, Kelly. One Secret Service agent who was designated Vice President Vance's protective detail, a member of that sort of very elite unit, has been put on administrative leave in light of allegations that they may have leaked some behavior or rather some information connected to the detail. We do know that there have been a number of reports in recent weeks regarding Vance's detail, agents having to make last-minute arrangements to accommodate him and his family. In one case, reserving helicopter time for the vice president and his son to be flown to a golf lesson. So some concerning details that were revealed in recent reporting that CBS hasn't confirmed independently, but we have confirmed that the Secret Service has placed at least one individual from VP Vance's detail on leave as they investigate a potential leak here, Kelly.
All right, Nicole Sganga reporting for us. Thank you, Nicole.